feeling the game a little bit more than yesterday.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to watch Tox play. It's so easy to forget how many massive Quake 4 events he actually won when you see him playing so casually online every week. The guy was a monster, and there's no doubt about that. But map 1, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm on Annie at the moment.
Yeah.
By the way.
Let's start with the the underdog.
Heavy railgun. Another slow start.
True. And the totem gets destroyed by Annie by going through the portal.
I think it's going to be one of the few maps where you can't destroy the totem in advance before you go through the portal. Like, it's just so awkward to get to. It's not like you have a grenade launcher or anything. Maybe with Tribolt from below, possibly, but...
Yeah, I don't think you can get the angle, so you really need to use a rocket jump or go to the jump pad. But the jump pad is, like, if you get pushed back on that one, you just get bounced up and down while your enemy is destroying you. So much pressure from Tox, but there is an escape route for Annie.
Yeah, definitely one of the easier maps to back away. There's the totem again. Surely a matter of time. Toxic can come charging through. He's not getting out of this. 1-0 on the board.
Well, some damage from Annie, but yeah, it doesn't really take its stance on the portal exit. But yeah, because of that the items were still synced up, they retreat to their own respective item.
Always got this shaft. He's got to hold back. He needs to get a rocket launcher primarily, and finally he can get it. He has to totem them up as well. It's gonna be curious to see whether he uses this aggressively or just again puts it down to use it as an indication as to where Toxic is moving from. Again, gonna be almost wasted.
Oh, nice rockets around the corner. He's getting so much damage, while Toxic did not a lot with his LG. But still, Toxic gets away.
Rails again. And he has to leave Mega, he needs to get this heavy.
Yeah, Toxic really wants us to fight. Jumps over the turret. And I do think, like, Annie is having a great composure. He's definitely playing plus back while Toxic wants to plus forward. Yeah, as long as they keep splitting those items, it's not really anyone's game.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is Annie needs to get heavy. If he allows Toxic to get that, he's got the totems and the heavy. That's just too much sustain. But it's not like he has much of a choice, really. The Toxic just bullies his way in everywhere. It's gonna rely on that totem. He needs to use that totem to get the heavy. That's a lot of damage there, lower.
Ooh, nice earl. And he jumps down, gets an angle, and both items are up. Is he getting them?
Yeah, I mean, he had no right to deal that much damage with the totem. I was just 3 damage, nowhere near it. A huge mistake by Toxic, honestly.
Nice. Oh, but he gets sent in the... Yeah, I called it the jump pad of doom. As soon as you get stuck there, you are forced up and down while your enemy gets an easy angle. But yeah, also not lost. He gets the heavy again. While Toxic to mega health.
Yeah, all the health's up on the map as well, so he can fall back and collect HP as needed, an1ol.
Yeah, and even if you lose out on the heavy, there are a lot of armor to collect anyway. Ooh, this is clean, rather clean frag for Toxic.
5-minute warning.
He's gonna get Murph Mages now as well. It seems like he's constantly running away though, an1ol. It's not really his fault. He stays here. He's gonna have to eat. There's no way he can stay up here. Surely Toxic's coming straight. Oh, okay. Maybe not. I'm surprised Toxic didn't take upper route.
Ooh, the 40 damage with the totem. And, yeah, the rest is history. And again, this is... Oh, there's actually great return damage, but Toxic still gets shotgun out without taking much in return. And this is a bit spiraling out of control. Like, these spawns are not favoring any.
Do not defile me with your filth.
I think Rocky and Totem needs to be an1ol's best friend, to be honest. The only time the turret's really done anything is when it just surprised Toxic lower level and an1ol wasn't nowhere to be found, but was able to combat afterwards. Again, it's just used lower. It's not gonna do anything.
Survival. Such an effective weapon at that distance.
Yeah, I think this is game over on that one already. It's going to be a tough ask. Every frag would have to be clean. More of those direct rockets though, you never know. Got his turret up for when it goes down. I didn't quite have the range.
Yeah, and if you throw the turret, it will also face you, so it needed to turn around to do damage to Toxic. But an1ol still wants to fight.
He's got no choice at this point.
Nice Toxic very low, but still releases a rail before he dies, and he will spawn at the heavy.
Look at the heavy machine gun or the machine.
This is why every pro player says that they are scared of the damage output from Toxic with any weapon.
I mean, what's that? If you miss one railgun, you got the reload time. It's got to be at least 6 or 7 machine gun bullets. All are gonna hit from Toxic. It's ridiculous. A huge separation now. Really good use of the pillar from Toxic.
1-minute warning.
Oh, he gets one health bundle.
Do not die yet.
I do like the decision of an1ol to throw the turret at the portal exit. So he scares Toxic away, gets the heavy. Oh, and the super shoddy. Wow.
Huge headshot.
Yeah, full blast in your face is 125 damage these days.
I think maybe part of the problem for an1ol is how much he is relying on Shaft in some of these engagements. Toxic just holding those pillars so well. So not getting the damage output that he needs. And he's always fighting upper, like from lower level as well with it. So he's got no chance of dealing splash. And even if he did fire splash at the side of some of these pillars, it's not going to connect. So very comfortable first map.
Yeah, I still think it is not toxic Terminator form.
I think he always has the potential though, right? I mean, he's playing so much 2v2 with his brother Gopher, so he's definitely, his aim is on point. Maybe I don't know, I think there's some players as well that really show up. Like for example, Spy. You take into a LAN event, it's like a different player to what you see him play online. Certain environments, players thrive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do think like the regular QPL matches, like you even get money if you lose a map. So, like there is so much more on stake in a LAN environment, and yeah, it also forces you to focus on the game more because yeah, it's just like sitting in a theater. You are really focused on the thing you are doing, while if it's just a regular play from your home, there is so much distraction from anything else. And oh, I'm the party, by the way. Let's see.
It is awoken.
Yeah. Already? Or is this yeah, because yeah, like someone like Sparty, he is really good, but he does not get the practice out during the weekly QPL matches. So if he's in an environment where he really has to focus, he's just so much better. Yeah, I will leave this one to you too.
Sure, thank you. I
Alrighty.
assume he's there. Yeah, he's there. Cool.
Huh?
I said I assume you're there. I hadn't heard you. That was all.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Well, an1ol's got to find a way to match this damage output. I mean, I'd be curious to see if he's going to use his ultimate, his ability to engage aggressively, because you have that huge burst damage potential, or if he is going to use it for area of denial, so above mega health, for example, to push in.
Yeah, it's always a question of how you utilize that.
Prepare to fight.
Who are we watching to start off with?
Round begins in 3, 2,
Yeah.
1. Fight.
Alright, Annie on Death Knight, which is kinda cool. It's not a champion that we see too often. And Toxic on the Doom, which is a, well, very, very cool champion on this map. Starting off here immediately with a little bit of engagement, but Toxic running away from that shotgun of Annie. And I think this first minute here is gonna be, well, it looks like it's gonna be pretty, I don't know. I feel like this, Annie really wants to set the tone here, get a good start, because otherwise it's really hard. Like once you get rolling on this map, it's so hard to like deny that player.
Oh yeah, and I think Toxic's going to be expecting this Death Knight around every corner. We saw, I mean, the most of the frags that an1ol got on the previous map were shotgun, and they were meat shots as well, so going to be expecting close range fights, but the railgun, again, it's like watching CIS 2.0.
Yeah, Toxic famous for his rail and punishes Annie a lot there, even if he, you know, used the fire strike and everything, didn't really barely even touched Toxic there, but upon respawning, and he did deal a lot of damage to Toxic, and he had to flee away. Or he had to run away. So, oh, 2 good rails again. The third one misses though. And he's down to, well, was down to 15, picked up a health bubble. Is now up to 85, so a little bit more healthy here. But Toxic still knows that he's low, and here comes with the LG, another direct rocket to the face. That looked really nice. Still an item trade here, and there's no gap between it, so still a chance for this to be a little bit back and forth still. But yeah, Toxic definitely working with that, with the momentum right now.
Yeah, both lanes just going submittedly. LG is good. This is going to be another one. You might as well wait for the Mega at this point. We're going to have an1ol spawning on the heavy side of the map, but he does have weapon advantage. Not able to find the railguns though. Sort of fake rocket jump. Don't know about so much.
The rails aren't connecting there.
Slayer is.
Yeah, the rails aren't connecting for Annie, and can't really find anything at the moment, and Toxic keeps punishing him, and well, his ability is up, but he's not really close enough to deal anything. Might see it come out here, yes it does, but misses the last rail that would have finished it off. Toxic is low as a result of that. Another rail hit, but Toxic just picked up Mega, which was the saving grace for him. Without that, he would have been dead for sure. And he knows though that he has been hitting a couple rails. Might be going a bit more aggressive, but actually it's kind of slowed down again. But well, here comes Toxic up here. But just you know, doesn't really have to do much except just, you know, play a little bit defensively, hit these rails. That's exactly what he's doing. Here he comes again with the LG off the spawn, and another frag to finish it off. And it's looking really, really grim right now for Annie.
Yeah, it really is. Nice nailgun to railgun. I mean, even just before these frags, Toxic was setting up nicely, denying the light armor to collect everything on the map. Didn't manage to get the frag, kept the heavy away, but then smashed it anyway. Made no difference. And onslaught is occurring. And we've got a huge separation now. Mega into heavy. You could even leave the Mega up if you wanted to. an1ol was going to try and collect it. Denied. Into the heavy now.
Yeah, the full control coming in from Toxic, as you said, after a very nice setup there before this brawl started happening. And as we almost round out the half-minute mark of this map, I feel like, well, this is gonna be rough for Annie. I mean, already there's a 7 frag lead, and against Toxic no less. It's gonna be very hard to turn this around, but he does get one item. He might actually be able to contest for the other one here. Misses the flame strike, and Toxic is gonna punish him for that, but he does flee the scene, and I think that's the first time actually Annie gets both items. I'm not sure, but how much does it mean though? Because Toxic keeps dealing this damage from a distance, basically nullifying these pickups.
Yeah. And that's it. I mean, Toxic doesn't need to engage now. If he didn't want to, he has that 7 frag advantage. He can just play distance, use the tri-bolt, use the LG. And even if they trade, that's still a win for Toxic because he has that frag advantage.
Yeah. As we can see, he's not putting the same pressure on the items anymore, which you know, like you said, he doesn't really have to. Knows that he's got this in the pocket right now, so this is gonna be an interesting time here to spectate Annie, see what he's gonna be able to do. Because he does have full control of both the items, and there's a nice split between them. But the question is how he can utilize this and work to sort of try and come back into this map. And no.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, let's see. He has 2 choices: sit back and railgun, which again is going to be difficult. You're probably likely going to trade, or get in Toxic space, use the strike, the flame strike, and burst him down quickly. That's probably the best option, but we haven't really seen that. The flame strike's almost been thrown out as a last resort. or to try and area denial, but it has to be burst damage. It has to be another weapon. We've just not seen that yet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's slipping out of the hands here for sure. And, no longer working with any form of control. I feel like Toxic did pick up the mega health, but he's just here punishing Annie. So he picked up the mega heavy, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Extremely low, working with basically nothing. Picks up that light armor, but he doesn't have any health. And here comes the flame strike again, just as a warning. As you said, it's not really being used in the way to you know, combine it with a burst from a different weapon to take down Toxic, and it is the only way that he can win this now. I mean, it's extremely unlikely, but it is the only way that you can do it. You have to go into his face, and just railing from the distance is not going to work anymore.
Yeah, I mean, how good would it have been there? I mean, just to deal a bit more damage or take damage, you know?
Yeah.
It's just being used to escape or to just guarantee himself an exit, an entrance into another room. But what's that giving him? Like a light armor and 25 HP. That's about it, you know?
Yeah. No, he needs a lot more than that right now. But yeah, Toxic up 9-0, another hit rail here from Annie. But Toxic is low here. He might be able to find one frag, but that tri-bolt on the teleporter was fantastic. Scares away Annie again.
Just keeping so much distance from him now. Right, he's got it up. Let's see if he decides for once to. I mean, first he has to catch Toxic off guard, and he's just playing very close back. But he's not even giving an option to use it.
Oh, that was nice though. Couple of nice rails into the face of Toxic, and another rail hit, which here comes the flame strike, nearly takes down Toxic, but again, not quite enough. This might be a chance here though. No, nearly. And, yeah, very one-sided.
That Doomslayer change has brought some hilarious moments, I must say. Being able to now punch dash forward. That was a couple of patches ago, I think, right?
I wouldn't know, man, because I don't really play the game myself.
I think it was a couple of patches ago, anyway. We saw the Mega Steal earlier from CIS in his first game.
1 minute warning.
Okay. At 5 HP, he does manage to take down Toxic for a second time. And I mean, I think this is definitely an experience here for, I believe he was Polish, I'm not sure, but it's definitely a good experience nevertheless, even if it's such a convincing win here for Toxic. I mean, it is Toxic you're going up against, it's not any player. And I feel like, ooh, the ability comes in, but Toxic misses every opportunity he has to punch him there, but does finish it off in the end. 13-2. Probably gonna be able to rack up at least 2 frags here if he's quick, but
Yeah, if nothing else, I mean, Toxic's looking very strong today. CIS looked strong earlier. If Toxic can get through Haran, we could have a very exciting final on our hands when we get there, I think.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
You lose.
And Annie with a nice rail combo there to finish off the series. Still 10-3 in favor of Toxic and 2-0. So Annie knocked out at the qualifier, made it to round 2 at least. So big ups to him, and Toxic proceeds to round 3.
Yeah, he's going to be playing against Proximo. Again, a player that can take maps off anybody, so it could also be a great game. But again, I don't know his Quake Champions form.